Hi you guys, it's Karen with Love Your Land, and I have exciting news. But for hopefully the last time, I'm going to be combining information of different topics into one video. And what I mean by that is, going forward, I'm going to be shooting videos in a much more organized fashion. Yay. I'm going to be consistent. I know. And so what I'm going to do is, I think it's going to be every Wednesday and Friday. I'm going to shoot and upload videos, God willing. And I think the format is going to be, it might be switched around, but it's going to be like, let's say Wednesdays are how-to videos or announcements, and then Fridays will be updates. You know, if I want to show you something or show you progress, or I have something special to tell you or whatever. So I'm going to keep those kinds of things separate, and I'm going to be consistent about when I shoot them. So that's exciting. But the reason that I'm combining things today is because I decided to do this. I wrote out a list of all my topics from now until through May into June, and the topics keep coming to me, so I'm going to be busy. But I had to start today, and I had to do this giveaway today because it's June 13th, and we need to get the ball rolling. So I'm combining things, but going forward it'll be different, and we'll be doing them one at a time. And the other thing I want to tell you is, if you're on Facebook and you were following along this morning on my page, I shouldn't have said anything. It was dumb, but you know, whatever. I was excited. I was going to be interviewed. I had an appointment at 10 o'clock to be interviewed by the Loveland Reporter Herald. And right off the bat, there was an issue with the fact that I don't use my real name. I mean, this is the internet. And I know some people do, but I don't. So, and I have an account with my sort of pen name. And when I said that, the reporter right off the bat, she was like, well, I don't know if we can do this. So she got with her editor. She just called me back about 5 minutes ago, and she said, we can do that. We can use your pen name, but we have to use your real name for the first reference. And I was like, that defeats the purpose. So I had to pass, and I'm kind of bummed. I'm definitely bummed. There's no doubt about it. But everything always happens for a reason. I mean, anything that happens, it's for a reason, or you're going to learn from it or something. And so I am just accepting it. And I'm sure I'll figure out down the line why that happened. It'll be like, oh, wow, if that hadn't happened, then this hadn't happened. So there's my little encouragement bump for you for dealing with disappointment. So all done with that. Let's get to the exciting part. The exciting part is Baker Creek. A lot of you know who Baker Creek is, Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company, but there's some of you out there who don't. There will always be some of you out there who don't. And so I'm so pleased that I'm able to do this with them, because I get to get the word out about them again in a big way. So when I first started my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, that was in September 24th, actually, of 2014. And I'd been at it for a couple of months or a few months or something. And I decided I wanted to do a seed giveaway. I called Baker Creek. Actually, I called a few seed companies. Most were offering me a discount. I just couldn't do it. I called Baker Creek, and they said yes. So, and you know, I always have the same kind of probably facial expression when I talk about this, because it blows me away. They're amazing. So just a little background on Baker Creek. Jerry Gettle, he's the founder of Baker Creek, and he and his wife work tirelessly at their mission. But his first garden, he started when he was 3. How cute is that? And then by the time he was, lots of things happened in between, but by the time he was 17, he printed the first Baker Creek Seed Company catalog. It's crazy. But he was completely dedicated to preserving our food supply, you know, meaning heirloom seeds in particular. And go fast forward, and that was in 1998, by the way, that they printed their first catalog. Then he and his wife Emily, and they have 2 little girls who are adorable, they have literally dedicated their lives to, again, not only preserving the food supply, but educating people on growing their own food and encouraging people to grow their own food. Just exactly what I want to do, except for they're like humongous and I'm just little me. But this is why I just love them so much. We have kind of the same goals in mind. But they go a step further. They're committed to giving free seeds to impoverished countries, to schools, to other education programs that encourage growing your own food and preserving seeds and preserving our food supply. And I fall into that category. Lucky for me and lucky for you guys. So they did 2 giveaways last year. They sponsored me in 2 giveaways and did not charge me a dime. They sent me all these seeds twice last year, enough for 1,000 people. This year, also, by the way, what I did when I got all their seeds is I would open all the packets and pour them in a bowl. And then I divided them all up. I divvied them all up, I should say, so that everybody could get like a little bit of each or enough. I mean, there was like, everybody got 8 tomato seeds. That's pretty sufficient for a giveaway, 8 tomato plants, and so forth. We did these varieties. Well, when I contacted them this year to ask if we could do another seed giveaway, which by the way, they did not hesitate. They said, of course, because they're awesome. When I started talking to her, my contact there, about what I did last year, meaning this, she was like, really? That seems like a lot of work. And I was like, it was a lot of work. It literally took me months to put these together and get them out. So we discussed it, and what we decided was it would make more sense, and they were totally willing to do this, if I picked 3 varieties this year, and I just send whole packets to you guys. So they sent me 3 varieties and enough of them to send to 500 people. So 500 people get 3 whole seed packets from Baker Creek. It's pretty cool. So she had me go through and make the selections myself, which I thought was extra nice. And so I did. So what I picked out for you and I to grow, I'll go with sort of like least exciting to most exciting, at least in my book. So the first one I picked a spinach variety, and it's the Monstro de Viroflay. I guess that's how you say that. I'm not really sure, but it's spinach. It's fast growing. It's real popular. It was a 5-star kind of deal, and I love spinach. My daughter adores spinach. She puts it in everything. So that's the first one. Okay. The second one is a cucumber, and I picked, for this year's giveaway, of course, the Armenian year-long cucumber. If you guys have been around on my page, my Facebook page since summer, I grew these last year. I didn't grow them from seed, actually. I got them a little plant just late in the season and plopped it in the ground. I don't think that most families need to grow more than 1 of these, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there because when they say yard long, they're not actually a yard long, but you do harvest them when they're like 12 to 18 inches. And that's a lot of cucumber to go through before you go pick the next one. So mine at least were super prolific, and I definitely had more than I kind of knew what to do with, but I figured it out. And by the way, Bob Marinsky, you're on Facebook, or he's on Facebook. He and I were talking about these last year. I don't know if you remember that, Bob, but we were talking about them last year because I posted a real pretty picture. I had cut one and it was just gorgeous. And I posted it on my Facebook page, and he and I were talking about it. And I said, they taste so good. They taste like melon. And Bob grew like, I don't even know how many varieties of melons last year, like bazillions, but he was like in melon mode. So he was like, it tastes like melon. I'm definitely growing that next year. So Bob, by the way, I wanted to say this because I just learned like 3 nights ago, the reason this tastes like a melon is because it's in the melon family. Who knew? So there's that. The last thing that I picked is, of course, a tomato. And I picked the Cherokee Purple, which, by the way, I think I was inspired by Bob. Again, this is like the Bob video for some reason. But I'm pretty sure it was him, had grown amazing Cherokee Purples last year. And I've never grown them myself, but I've grown things like them. So, but they're super popular and everybody seems to love them. So I picked these. I hope you guys are excited about that because I know I am. So now a few rules, or a couple rules. First of all, a lot of times I'll send people extras, or they'll ask for extras, and I'll send them extras. I can't do that in this case because, as you might know from the microgreen seed giveaway, a whole bunch of snafus with that thing. It was really quite frustrating, but it's because the microgreen seeds are bigger, they're bulkier, and heavier. So when I was putting extras in there, I was making these big fat envelopes that are all ridges and bumps and things, and they don't go through the meters. And even if they're hand canceled, which please don't ask for these to be hand canceled, because I don't want to call attention to them, frankly. I just want them to go. You might get a smashed seed, but you're going to be fine. And you have whole packets, so it'll be fine. So please don't ask on these guys for them to be hand canceled. But I know from that experience that they have to be very thin envelopes, and they can't weigh more than an ounce. So I have weighed these. I put all three, one of each of the three varieties in an envelope and weighed it, and it's like 0.9 ounces. So I can't fit any more than that in there. Sorry. But so what you're going to do is I'm going to give a little quick self-addressed stamped envelope lesson, because there's still people that are asking me, wait, what do you do? Okay, for self-addressed stamped envelopes, this is how these things work. So you take 2 envelopes. They have to be this big. They cannot be smaller, especially for this giveaway. If you send me a smaller envelope, you're not getting all 3 seed varieties. I just can't, they won't get to you. I can't fit them in there. It'd be a waste of seeds, because I don't know where they'll go. It'll be a waste of stamps and paper. So don't send me little tiny envelopes, please. Hold off, borrow one from a friend if you have to. But they need to be this big, all right? They can be bigger if you want them to be, but they really don't need to be in wide waste paper. This is perfect. So you're gonna take 2 envelopes. On the first one, you're going to write your name, your street address, and city, state, and zip, and put a stamp on it. I should have put a stamp. I didn't draw a stamp, I meant to. Okay, so here's stamp, it just has an S. So that's where your stamp goes, okay? You're gonna take this and you're gonna fold it up, and you're gonna what? You're gonna put it in another envelope. This one's addressed to me, and the address for me is at the end of this video, as always, okay? So you're gonna take the envelope that you addressed to yourself. By the way, don't seal this envelope. The one that goes to you, people are doing that, and I'm like, I can't get in there, I have to get a thing. So don't seal your envelope. You just address it to yourself and put a stamp. Fold it up and put it inside the one addressed to me. Put a stamp on that, seal that one, pop it in the mail, and I'll get it. When I get it, open it up. I'm going to take your envelope out. I'm going to put these seeds in it, and I'm going to mail it to you. Easy as that. The other thing is, I wanted to wait until the microgreen seed video was totally done before I did this, but I'm just running out of time. I want to get these to you as soon as possible. So there's going to be a little crossover, so it's going to be confusion for me. But what would really help me is for this seed giveaway, on the back of your envelope, the one that goes to you, please write Baker Creek. Okay, that way I know that this is what you're asking for. All right, I think that's it. No, it's not. I have one more thing to say. Baker Creek has, first of all, they've published 2 books. I think 2. Yeah, 2. 2 books, a cookbook. They have the Heirloom Gardener magazine. Tons of resources there from those guys. But you also can get this beautiful, really large seed catalog for free every year if you sign up on their website. I don't know if it says sign up to receive the catalog, probably something like that. So there's this one. Also this year I received this one. This one's called the Rare Seed Catalog. This one's called the Good Seed Catalog. This came to me free too. I've never seen this one. I don't know why. I guess they have more than, well, they have 3. So they have these 2, and then they also have a third one that you can buy, and it's $7.95. It was last year, probably is the same this year, but it's like over 200 pages, I think. It's called the Whole Seed Catalog. So it's just so many varieties. And Baker Creek, by the way, has the largest variety of heirloom seeds in the world, I think. If not in the world, then definitely in North America. But they have an enormous seed variety selection, and heirloom seeds too. And I mean primarily, not two. And not just vegetables. They have herbs and flowers and you name it. Talk about fun times. Anyway, so if you have any questions, post a comment below or go to Facebook and ask me there. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thanks for being here. I love this every day. It's awesome. And I think that's it for now. So yay seeds, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.